lo and behold, the beginnings of Dad Random. Now, Dad Random started when my daughter entered this classroom, and she was like, Dad, you could do a YouTube channel. And I'm like, really? Can I? I'm an old guy. You know, old guys can't do YouTube. And she goes, yeah, you can. Just start it and see where it goes. And that's kind of what I did. 8 years later, I am where I am today. All right, Dad Random here. As you can see, I am back in my day job, checking things out. Today is a special day because it's a couple things happened today. One was that, well, yesterday was a special day because my doctor gave me an all clear, which was amazing. I thought that was going south quite quick. But no, my channel is 8 years old today, and I hit 12,000, so that was kind of cool. So there we go, there was a good backdrop right there. So 12,000 subscribers today, and 8-year anniversary. So right, pretty cool. I never dreamed I'd be at this point. You just don't know. You know, you start something and everybody has a dream. Everybody wants to, take it somewhere cool, but it's much harder to actually put in the work and get it there. I don't know, man. Gotta find my keys. So, yeah. So what I'm doing today is doing some setup work. I've got get ready for work. Actually, school starts in a couple weeks, and I've got to get the program going. It doesn't work on its own. So that's kind of the the day today. So going to open up the library for me and get started. This is kind of one of those preliminary days. It's not an official day. There might be another school rat running around here besides me. Construction is still usually going on at this time. Now I'm gonna sneak into the library, yes. And then see what's going on in here, make sure things are turning on. Any other? There we go. There is the brains of the operation right there. So looks like we're gonna go get some copies going. All right. Man, this is it's hard to get used to. Vlogging with with an APS-C camera. Do I even have the? Oh man, here. Check this out. Let me put my. I don't have. Go into there. I want to turn on my stabilization here. I'll be right back. All right, stabilization is now turned on. All right, but going into this dark room, let's see, how does Canon handle that? That's not bad. Look at that. That found me good, but we did get cropped in. So when I activated that stabilization, stabilization. All right, so we're gonna get some copies and make some. Oh, when we get into this really bright room, holy crap, check that one out. It is super bright in here. There we go. So that's the problem with having auto white balance, is it has to make that transition. All right. So hopefully it sounds good. This is an old Boya mic that I had when I started my channel out, and I still have it, and I hooked it up to a GoPro, and now it's on a little bit better camera. Right. Ooh, it's nice and cool in here. Man, it's hot. The rest of the school is. They save so much money by turning everything off. So we'll have to get the fridge on, get some beverages cold. All right, Dad Random. right. Day one. Here we go. The industrial age. The men who built America. And yes, I did say men. All right, the next thing I get done here is my desk setup, and you can see there's a massive pile of wires right here and a bunch of stuff that I got to figure out. We do have the Mac set up, which is the heart of the operation, but that is the government issue and it usually sucks ass. So that's why we have to go to private issue, because private issue is always better than government issue. So one thing you might be asking is, what started this channel? Where did it all begin? You know, what was my motivation? Well, some of it had to do with the YouTube phenomenon and just getting information. And I'm like, I can do that. I sell information every day. I'm always giving information. That's my job. And lo and behold, the beginnings of Dad Random. Now, Dad Random started when my daughter entered this classroom and she was like, Dad, you could do a YouTube channel. And I'm like, really? Can I? I'm an old guy. You know, old guys can't do YouTube. And she goes, yeah, you can. Just start it and see where it goes. And that's kind of what I did. 8 years later, I am where I am today. Slow process, you know, I'm not a viral talent, but I made progress. You know, I went from 50 to 100 to 400 to 1,000 and 12,000. I mean, literally, and over 1,000 in a year. So, yeah, and it just keeps growing. Yeah, I don't know how. I mean, I just do what I do, you know? And that's what comes naturally, and I don't know what that is. People are telling me, hey, Dad Random, you know, why you act so goofy? I'm like, well, I'm just acting the way I act. That's the way I am. So act natural. I guess that would be my first piece of advice. What I learned from YouTube is life is a stage. Ouch, that hurt. Life is a stage, and everybody's on it. And you just have to decide what part you're going to play. All right, this is the time of the vlog. On here, let's get this thing to, there we go, 10 millimeters. All right, and we gotta go check our copy progress. So we're heading over to the copy machine, going through this different light. Let me tell you something, Canon, you're taking care of light. That's all I gotta say. Oh, it's the bright room. Ah, oh. All right, now we're going to the dark room. And look at that. It's like magic. All right. And let's see if there's anybody in there. Nope. Just me and 180 copies. All right. There it is, Unit 1. Oh man, no kids suffered in the making of this video, that's for sure. And no kids are going to suffer from the learning of that material. So don't feel sorry for them. If anything, they're in for a year of entertainment. All right. I wondered why I always saw kids sitting in this spot. Wow, this is a comfortable chair. Why would you want to be in a classroom when you can sit in this really nice, dark library? So yeah, I could be a library rat. All right. I'm trying to figure out what our school did to lose all its computers. They're all gone. I mean, look at that. Every computer is gone from the library. That's crazy. I better log into my school computer. I better get into the work mode. Man. R50 V by Canon. A couple of things I would change on this, but I think it's doing good enough. I mean, I'm just an 8-year YouTuber. I mean, I don't really know much about cameras except for how to shoot and talk. So, all right, back. Oh, the hot room. Oh, we get into the. Oh, there we go. There's better lighting. This is a great room right here too. This is our entryway. Check that out. What a great room. So bright. Kind of surreally spacey, isn't it? Very friendly though. It's a friendly entrance, I would say. And yes, we are Pineview Panthers. All right. All right, this is how we get ready for the year. I'm always telling kids that come into my room with cameras, I'm like, you don't even know the power you have in your hands. That camera is dangerous. So, all right, back into the, oh man. God, can you believe it? I've been in this room for almost 11 years now. Gosh almighty. And when you leave, yes, it's really weird. I left a room that I had for 14 years. And leaving that was like, it was like moving to a different house and leaving your family behind. So, all right. I'm doing a little check on my daughter. My daughter, she just finished a video with this camera, and so far it looks really good. So I'm only gonna get so long to use it. Probably buy myself one too. She doesn't know. I bought this one for her. Let's check out the video. There she is, Amelia. All right. She's the one that started this whole thing. It's her fault. And I'm gonna keep pushing and pushing and pushing, okay, until she hits the magic monetization number, and she's over 2,000, but she's got to get her watch hours in. All right, I just got back from picking up my run of copies there, so I have no idea if this is going to be enough, but I don't want to look at my class list because it's kind of like bad luck before your kids come to go check out your class list. It's kind of like, to me, you're more likely to get a whole crop of knuckleheads if you look at the list first. So I just get the material ready. You can see I got my entire room here still packed up, but my wife said you can't move any desks. I'm technically not supposed to move anything more than 35 pounds. So I just had some major surgery done. My stomach is like just surgically repaired just 3 weeks ago. So I'm not supposed to lift anything. So I definitely didn't lift and move those tables. So just so you know, I didn't move any of that stuff. And I did move that box right there, but I moved it in pieces. I'm just gonna say that. I'm not cheating, so I'm not cheating. I'm not gonna get myself in trouble. And the one thing that is really disappointing me this year, I'll show it to you right now. There is a massive stain that's on my floor, and I'm pissed off about that because in all the years I've been here, we've had beautiful carpet, no problems, and that big old ugly stain, I'm gonna have to look at all year, and I'm angry about it. You know, I mean, we use computers, so how do I have an ink stain? How does that happen? You tell me. All right, I don't understand how I get an ink stain. All right, there is the kitchen right there. There's the kitchenette. Yes, I created that. Like the first thing I did, put the sound system in. Did that when I first got in here. You know, I've got a background in construction. You know, you just don't like not have a kitchen. You know, so. But this refrigerator I just turned on, so we're gonna start cooling the water bottles down for the year. So we've got several of those to cool down, so we have nice cold water. Yeah, right. I need to haul junk out of here. There's stuff that I just don't use, especially above me right there. I don't use any of that stuff. So it's just junk. But it's too high, and I'm not supposed to climb on anything, and I'm not supposed to lift anything down. So maybe another week. So all right, Dad Random with his work vlog and the Canon R50 V, and this is the let's see, we got the 10 to 18. This is the RF 10 to 18, so this does have image stabilization, and it does have autofocus. So I've got this lens here, and this is my vlogging lens, my close vlog. I just bought this one, and this is my kick around lens right here. This will give me I think this one's up to 30 millimeters. This is 14 to 30, so it's like the mid-range. So my next one will be much more pricey. I was thinking about getting a specialty lens, like a 16 millimeter with a big, massive 1.8, f, range. So, but these are only, I think f4. So f4 to f8, something like that. So they don't have massive lenses. This is not bad though. So I'm liking this lens. This one's pretty good too. Here, let's switch it out. Let me show you the difference. Here, we're gonna go into the other lens and go to the closest focal range. So let's go ahead and turn that. All right, Dad Random here. Now this is the kit lens that this thing comes with. So we got autofocus. Do we have it in? Here, it does have autofocus. I don't know if I have, if I have stabilization on it, it will crop. But there's the difference. That's not bad, is it? So that's 14 millimeters right there. So I can go from 14, and this one will come into 30. So there's me vlogging at 30 millimeters right there. A little bokeh going on there. Look at a little bokeh. There we go. Little bokeh and Boca Raton. Little bokeh fest going on there. So I don't know. I can't tell. If you get out of there, let's get back. Let's go here. Yeah, there we go. Now we're back to what I would say acceptable vlogging distance. But that's the difference between those two lenses. The other one's more specialized, gives you a little bit bigger field of view. This is not bad, So, all right. But we're done with today's activities. We've got copies. We have the book of Random out. The official book of Random. We've got a beginning to the setup of the computer station, and I'm gonna go home. I'm done. It's Saturday, and Steve needs me. So I'm gonna go home and hang out with Steve. But kit lens. Once again, this one is 14. It should say it on the lens too. I can't even read it. 14 to 30, but that's not bad. All right. So you have to check the difference out. But okay, 14, this is 14 millimeters, let's go back to 10. All right, now we're shooting with the 10 millimeter. You see the difference? It's just, there's more, I can relax my shoulder at this point. But 16 isn't bad. It's like right in the middle. It's kind of like the sweet spot. So, all right, Dad Random. And the Canon R50 V, is it better than the Sony? I don't know. I don't have a Sony. So I think you gotta love the one you're with. But sounds pretty good. But all right, there it is. That is I got my kit lens, and then this is what I would consider to be the specialty lens. Gives you a little range. Like I said, we get 10 to up to 16. So, or 18. So now we're at 18. 18's kind of like a more intimate distance. We got 18 millimeters, a little bit more me going on right here. And then we hit that 10 millimeter, we get to 12. And then, people are like, hey, that's enough background. I've seen enough. I can see you. I know what's going on behind you, that kind of thing. And then we widen it even more, and we're right there. So Am I in focus? All right. So here I can say, I'm here, I'm in this location. So, all right, hope you like that video. You know what I do? We can make those transitions from light to dark. Ooh, right there, right into the dark. I mean, it's got to find me. You know, look at that. That's not bad at all. Check this wall out. So, that's about as terrible of lighting as you could possibly get. Right there. That's your typical, look at that. That is eerie. That is really creepy. Look at that. Ooh, what's down the hallway? You must whisper because it's really, we don't know what's going on down there, you know. All right, get that shot. So, and then we can go, let's bring it in. Now we're like, now we can say we're really scared, but we can see more of what's going on down there, and it's further away now. No, we can't. We have no clue about what's going on down there. It's so far away, you know. So, all right. You can tell I'm enjoying this camera stuff. But all right, that's enough. Dead random with the Canon R50 V and his 2 kit lenses he's got right now. RF beauties. We've got the Boya Sound mic that's on here, and we're going to be definitely messing around with some sound. Not wearing any sound today, so all right. Thanks, Canon. Yes. Hater.